We are reading the book Being You by Dr. Dane Heer, and I always suggest this book to be read by all the teenagers, by everyone, even if you all are into Access, even if you all are not. It is an amazing, life-changing book. It is as good as the whole CF training of Access Consciousness. So please, if you don't have it, you can purchase the Kindle version, whichever version you want, the paperback, whatever, just purchase this book. It is an awesome investment in your for your own self. Do read this book. There are some calls also. Dr. Dane here also has some free calls about it. Do listen to them. It is amazing. Okay, so we'll be just beginning. So all the expectation, judgments, feelings, emotions, expectations, conclusions, comparisons we have about Access Consciousness, about Gary, about Dane, about you, about me, about all the facilitators all around the world, perceiving the energies, about our body, about our finances, about being you, about today, can we all destroy and uncreate it all? Yes, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, online shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. And now, what energy, space, and consciousness, magic, miracle, choices, possibilities can we and our body be in total allowance of receiving, perceiving, knowing, being, and owning, claiming, and acknowledging whatever we can receive from this book read, inviting all the contributive energies of Gary, Dane, and all the facilitators and all the people around who are conscious. And what can we receive from them? Let's start pulling energy, include your family members, include your business, include your body, include all your relationships, whoever are willing to contribute, and everything that does not allow that times of earth silence can we now destroy. Yes, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, point talk, online shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. So this is a book Being You by Dr. Dane Heer. Being You, Changing the World by Dr. Dane Heer, and is now the time. So, hey, beautiful you. Somehow this book ended up in your hands. How does it get even more better than this? So, is now the time? Are you willing to be you and change the world? If so, my courageous friend, before you start reading, set out, say this out loud all 5 times. So all of y'all unmuted, just say it out loud. Since all of y'all are from Access, you know this crazy phrase of everything is the opposite. So let's say it out 5 times. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to. And everything that brought up and brought down, let us all destroy and uncreate it all. Yes, please, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, online shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. Let's put down all our barriers. So, Madhu, Latika, you all have just joined. We are reading the book Being You, and we just did 5 times the crazy phrase. We've just started, and now you are sufficiently prepared. Turn the page and begin the journey into the weirdness. So, this I'll read a little bit of the introduction to. I didn't write this book, so this is about Dr. Dane Heer for everyone. I wrote it for the few, the people who realize that this reality in its current form is not working to bring about the greater us that is truly possible. People. I wrote it for the dreamers, those that know that something different and greater should be possible, and that we should be able to have it. Oh, Surabhi, hello, Krishna. You dreamers are my people. You are the ones who can truly change the world. If you can just allow yourself the permission to do it, if you can come out of the idea that this reality as it is will never be enough for you. And if you can simply begin to realize that every limitations you've ever thought you had was simply a greatness that you couldn't yet recognize. And everything that brought up, can we now destroy and uncreate it all? Yes, please. Right and sorry. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, online shorts, boys for boys and girls. Krishna, we are reading Being You book today. Today मेरे को वो ज़्यादा light लग रहा था. We'll read one more key, maybe tomorrow or day after. Okay, thank you. So we are reading just the starting introduction of Being You. If you all have the book, do follow it. And if you don't, please buy it. If you were being you, who would you be? So you can start asking this question every day morning. If today I was being me, who would I be, truly be? Or what would I choose today? Where would I be today? What would I do today? How would I look today? What would I wear today? Very simple and amazing questions to ask. What if you truly being you is all it takes to change everything? Your life, everyone around you, and the world. What if you, being you, were the missing key to having everything you've ever desired or wanted to create and change in the world? What if you, being you, meant receiving everything, being everything, knowing everything, and perceiving everything? So I hope you all know the 4 words which I would always suggest keep on using. What can I perceive, receive, know, be over here? Do you know that it's time to wake up? That's what this book is meant to do. It isn't like any other self-improvement book you've ever read. It's not the same old spiritual, psychological rehash of the same old stuff with different words. It's not the kind of book that you read and then judge yourself for being inadequate afterwards. No, this is a book about empowering you to change many of the ways in which you are judging you, making you wrong and feeling inadequate. It is about coming out of the judgment of you and the idea that you are wrong in any way. Maybe it will even invite you to know that more is possible. Imagine what would it be like to not have to feel wrong about you in any way for any reason ever again. What if you are the difference the earth requires? Is now the time to step up. So what does it take to truly be you? Would you be willing to try something completely different? It isn't about succeeding as you or doing something better. It is about being you, being the energy of you, whatever that may be. Has anyone ever asked you to show up as you, just you, exactly as you are? I'd like to invite you to this, being the energy of you. So how many of you all are committed to be now truly what you truly be, not change for anyone else? I hope you all are here. If any questions, do ask. If anything shows up, do.
Yes, question है.
I knew that. Tell me.
Yes. Confusion है जो being me का, क्योंकि इतने सारे judgments आ गए हैं ना दिमाग में कि एक्चुअली जो खुद है वो आंसर्स आता भी है तो भी डाउट होता है कि हाँ ये मेरा है या किसी और का है.
Okay, so everywhere you are waiting for the answers to come and then ask for the doubt to come. Can you please destroy and uncreate it all?
Yes,
So
please.
भी क्यों आते हैं? क्योंकि you're already doubting whatever you've asked also.
Yes.
So everywhere you start even asking questions in the form of getting the conclusion already, getting into the conclusion. Can you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes, please.
This is what Dane is saying over here also. Start being me. Like, so every day आप different हो सकते हो. आप questions भी वही form से करते हो आजकल जैसे कि अच्छा मैं ये हूँ तो now what question can I ask? What if you are not even what you think you are? Then now you ask the question and then just perceive the energy. Don't even wait for the answers. Because when you're waiting for the answers, because वो भी आप logical mind में ही जाओगे ना. तो answers तो already आपने conclude किया हुआ है. Or you must have picked it up from someone else and made it your reality. And even if you get that answer, say, okay, this is not my reality now. I don't choose this as my reality. Now what do I choose?
Okay.
Okay. थोड़ा बहुत कृष्णा आपको खुद को ही मैनिपुलेट करना आना चाहिए. लोग मैनिपुलेट करते हैं, हम जजमेंट में चले जाते हैं, बट हम खुद को कभी मैनिपुलेट नहीं करते, हम डाउट करते. So can you start manipulating your own self and not being taken for granted by anyone else beyond you and everything that does not allow? times of consilience. Can you now destroy an
Yes, please.
right and wrong, good and bad, of all nine shorts, boys, poets, and beyond? So interesting point of view. I have this point of view of all the judgments, whatever is coming, 1,000 times.
Yes.
Yes. जो अभी बोला उसमें भी कितना डाउट था.
Yes, true.
Yes. Keep on destroying and uncreating all the doubts. And basically doubt से भी ज्यादा fear है.
Fear hai.
Yes. So please eliminate that fear. Okay, I'm willing to be wrong. वो एक energy अगर खुद में लाओगे, so basically I am power, I am control, I am creativity, I am consciousness, and I am awareness. Start using this amazingly, you know. बहुत मजा आएगा when you start using, क्योंकि बहुत बार डाउट भी क्यों आता है, fear भी क्यों आता है, क्योंकि वो power कंट्रोल खुद पे ही है.
हाँ, दूसरे के हाथ में दे दिया है अभी. Yes.
ठीक है. So
Yes.
use these 5 words and they're amazing.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can I say something?
Yes. हो गया कृष्णा?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
ओके, थैंक यू मैम, आपने बहुत अच्छे से एक्सप्लेन किया. जैसे कि आपने अभी बताया कि खुद को ही मैनिपुलेट करना आना चाहिए, तो हम किस तरह से खुद को मैनिपुलेट कर सकते हैं, आप थोड़ा मुझे गाइड कर सकते हैं?
इस तरह से, in the sense, whatever now you're doubting yourself. Okay, this is not my reality. Basically, being totally into 24/7, being present in the present
Okay.
moment. Okay, and getting into that allowance. Okay, even if I go wrong, I'm willing to receive me.
ओके.
ओके क्योंकि हम बहुत सारी चीजें इसलिए ही नहीं करते हैं क्योंकि वो डाउट रहता है कि मैं फेल हो जाऊंगी, फिर लोग क्या कहेंगे. सो जहाँ पे लोग क्या कहेंगे वो रोग है, उसको हमको मैनिपुलेट करना है और बोलना आई एम विलिंग टू रिसीव ऑल दी जजमेंट्स अराउंड एंड देन पॉड एंड पॉकिंग इट एंड इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू. क्योंकि हम किसी को भी रेजिस्ट नहीं कर सकते, जो लोग बोलने वाले वो बोलने ही वाले हैं, बट उसको मैनिपुलेट करके ओके आई रिसीव इट, thank you, but instead of receiving as a judgment, I'm willing to receive it as money. Okay, and that is not my reality anymore. Now what can I be? What is contributing to me, my life, my creation, my generation? एक मिनट में दरवाजा बंद करता हूँ. Yeah. Did you get it?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes. So ask yourself, okay, how can I manipulate myself for my creator creations and this? Because बहुत बार हम comfortable zone में इतने रहते हैं तो हम खुद को ही manipulate नहीं करते. हम comfort में आ जाते, जाने दो ना, ठीक है, देखा जाएगा बाद में. And so that's why even Dane said over here, now is now the time. Keep on asking, is now the time? हम बोलते ठीक है बाद में देखेंगे, कल देखेंगे, परसों देखेंगे, and that time never comes. And I've also been that. I also go into that also many times. But then we have those basic amazing tools of access which can bring you from stepping up of whatever comfort zone it is. And that is manipulation. Manipulation, yani always not talking only wrongness about. Accepting as whatever you have, you are, whatever your choices are, and now what greater can you start creating from that? And being in allowance of your own self, in your own choices. Okay? Did you get it? Are you all there? Hi, Chetna.
Hi, Dad. Hi.
So present hai ki so gaye? Are you all being you? Yes, got it. Okay, where was I? I forgot. Okay, knowing, do you know that it is time to wake up? Come on, everyone, wake up, show up. Come on, come on. If you all are not being you, even on the small call where no one is there to see you all, I wonder what magic can we start creating. Okay, whatever, your choice. That's what this book is meant to do. It isn't like any other self-improvement book you've ever read. So Krishna, I wonder why मुझे ये आ रहा है. If you've not read this book, एक तो ऑडिबल पे भी अवेलेबल है, बुक भी अवेलेबल है, और आप भी पढ़ो. और what's your daughter's name? हम मीरा, सॉरी, गीता आ रहा था मुझे. मीरा को भी हो सके तो this is the right time to give it to her. So very interestingly, when I came into Access, this was the first book I read, and I desired to my daughter also to read it. वो बहुत टालती थी, तो मैंने क्या किया उसको, ऐसे टेल हर तुम पढ़ो, मुझे सुनना है, मुझे वो इंग्लिश इतना समझ में नहीं आता, आप मुझे एक्सप्लेन।
यस मेरे साथ भी ये पॉसिबल हो सकेगा क्योंकि ऑलमोस्ट मुझे वो इंग्लिश सॉन्ग के लिरिक्स समझाती है, मुझे नहीं समझ में आता है तो वो करेगी श्योर।
Start being that energy and really it's amazing. एक बार पढ़ने दो, there are some words which we हम इंडियन इसमें रहते तो we don't use it, but it's okay, POD and POCing everything, because उसमें से इतना सारा भंडारा है which she can really receive it, okay?
ओके
And which will even contribute to you and her relationship. So in anyone who has teenage kids can also do that, okay? Not only to Krishna, but वो मुझे एक awareness आया, okay? और मुझे वो गीता गीता क्यों आ रहा था, मैं गीता बुक पढ़ी, it's like as good as a Gita book. Do you know that it's time to wake up? Hello Smriti, hello Salima. That's what this book is meant to do. It isn't like any other self-improvement book you've ever read. It's not the same. Okay, I've done this. It is about coming out of judgment of you. Who's unmuted? Should be unmuted. Judgment of you and the idea that you are wrong in any way. Maybe it will even invite you to know that more is possible. Imagine what it would be like. Do not have to feel wrong about you in any way for any reason ever again. What if you are the difference the earth requires? Is now the time to step up. So what does it take to truly be you? Would you be willing to try something completely different? It isn't about succeeding as you or doing something better. It's not about being you, being the energy of you, whatever that may be. Has anyone ever asked you to show up as you, just you, exactly as you are? I'd like to invite you to this, being the energy of you. I'll share the link. Okay? Start by reading and using the tools in this book. They may seem really simple, but please don't discount them because of that. If you choose to use these tools, your life will change and your investment in this book will be worth many times whatever you paid for it. You don't even have to put massive amounts of work into the exercise in this book. Reading them is all that's required, and the willingness to change. Okay, obviously, when you read something, when some awareness comes, the action step to change whatever is possible is required. Okay, just the willingness. You don't have to know how the change is going to occur. The how is up to the universe. Use the tools and allow the universe to work for you. If you could figure out your life by thinking, if you could mentally figure out how to be you, wouldn't you have done so already? If thinking yourself out of the box actually worked, wouldn't you be generating a totally different reality by now? I mean, really, haven't you been trying to think your way out of the box forever? If you are willing, this book can give you an awareness and a reminder of what it is like to be you, beyond the cognitive and beyond the logical mind. It also gives you the tool to choose you. Throughout this book, I'll be asking you to look at things from a different perspective. Why? Because looking at things from the same perspective has created the life you currently have. If that weren't enough for you, you wouldn't be reading this book and you wouldn't have been on this call. Hi, Smriti, Salima. So we are reading the book Being You by Dr. Dane Heer. Would you be willing to find out who you truly be? Would you be willing to make the demand that you show up? Would you be willing to know what's really true for you? Let me tell you a bit about the playing field. Part 1 of the book is about the things that stop you. So we won't read what is the book about. Let's dive deep into the book. It is a really huge book, okay? So please do read it. Note to reader, weird. Do you know the original meaning of the word weird? Weird, of spirit, faith, and destiny. Does that sound like you? Just a little bit. Would you be willing to let go of all the illusions that you are average, normal, and real. So everywhere, wherever we have thought that we are average, normal, and real, according to the reality of this life and everyone else, are we all willing to destroy and uncreate it all? Yes, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, online shorts, boys, poets, and beyond. Would you instead be willing to be as weird, wonderful, and amazing as truly you are? Starting now. So be advised, the good book. Because this book is designed to create change, it will probably confuse or annoy you at times. If you don't understand something or if it feels incomplete, many a times the information needed for you to understand it will be presented a few short pages ahead of where you are in the book. How does it get even better than this? Please also know many parts of this book are designed to get you to question what is true for you rather than presenting you with a point of view that you are supposed to buy. These parts may seem incomplete to you, but they were left that way on purpose. So you can come to your own knowing as you ponder. So if you find yourself questioning or wondering, this book is doing its job. Good book, good book. So the part one about it is now we are actually starting it, being you. We spend our entire lives trying to prove that we are not what we never were in the first place. What if you started to embrace reality on your terms? What if your reality was something completely different? What if a completely different reality is exactly what is required? Is now the time. So the tool over here, the first tool is let's destroy and uncreate. Set your reality free. So are you all willing to set your reality free by destroying and uncreating everything what you were till now with whomever you were, whatever relationships with yourself, with your family, with your business, with your money, with your body, with your health, with your home, everything. So let's destroy and uncreate it all. If you look at this book, it looks solid, right? Except science tells us it's 99.999% space, but it does look solid. Isn't that weird? Yet it is 99.999% space. It's just that the molecules are arranged in such a way that it looks solid and impenetrable. What if the limitations in your life and in your body, every single one of them were exactly the same way? What if they looked really solid and that's the only way you've been able to see them until now? I know it sounds strange, and yet what I will invite you to, if you are willing to receive it, is the awareness that those things are not necessarily solid, never were solid, and don't have to be solid anymore. I like to invite you and the energy you are to go back to the place where you took all these molecules and arranged them as solid instead of space, pliability, and changeability, and undo it as it can be the space that is it actually is, so you can be the space you truly be. That's all, and so much more than that. In order to get there, sometimes in this book, actually, I may ask you to destroy and uncreate it all. It may seem crazy at that time. Why would I ever ask you to do this? Because whenever you're willing to destroy and uncreate and let go of something that is limiting you, it automatically and instantly opens up the space for something less limited or even unlimited to show up. Does that makes let's go of the limited, and the unlimited finally has space to exist. Yet please stop a second and ask yourself, am I willing to do this? If you get a yes, what do you have to lose? Everything you are willing to give up, uncreate and destroy opens up a total different possibility in your life. You can never give up what you be. Your very being is indestructible. You can only let go of and uncreate and destroy what is defining you, limiting you, and keeping you and your being stuck, which makes room for something different and greater to show up. If you like, I would highly suggest adding this clearing statement after everything. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, online shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. And otherwise, you can even keep on saying POD and POCing. That's what we do. That's very short. This. If you'd like more of an explanation, please read more about the clearing statement in the back of the book. This statement asks the consciousness of you to go back to the point of creation or the point of destruction before you even planted the seeds of this limitations and invited seeds to dissolve. The funny and weird thing is that it does not. It works like, sorry, the funny and weird thing is that it just does. It works like magic. What if magic is what you truly be? What if you could consider this clearing statement as your magic wand, a way to change any part of your life that you would like to change? So the tool over here is ask a question. Don't look for something already. I can hear you thinking already. The wheels are turning. Think, think, think. Tick tock, tick tock. Right, wrong, right, wrong. Can this really work? Haven't you had enough of that darn machine you call your mind? And it isn't, it's what is this word? Incessant search for the right answer yet. Let me give you the way out of the right answer. Universe, ask a question. It really is that simple. Here's how it works. Most of us are going down the road of our life and we've already got a point of view where we are headed, and that's the darn direction we are going. That's it. Basta. Because we are decided that the direction we are going, it's as though we erect these walls around us to the left and the right that we can't see over, can't see around, and can't see through. Our only option is to head in the direction we concluded we were going. Without asking a question, we are left to wander the halls of the labyrinth we have created as though it is our only set of choices in life. If you ask a question, all of a sudden doors open up to the left and to the right, and they've got light and space behind them, exposing different rooms and other doorways of possibility. You open them up and it's like, wow, these are the possibilities I didn't even know existed before. The question is the key to opening other doorways of possibility. You will never see these doors and you will never even know they are there, let alone be able to open them if you don't ask a question. When in doubt, always ask a question. Here are some great questions you can ask to open up more possibilities in many situations in your life. So how does it get any better than this? Ask this when something good happens or when something bad happens. What's right about this I'm not getting? What would it take to change this? What else is possible? What would it take for this to turn out better than I could have imagined? Who am I today and what grand and glorious adventures am I going to have? And don't start looking for the answers, please. Here's how it usually works in this reality. We ask a question and then we go into our mind. Is that the right answer? Is this the right answer? Is this the right answer? It's like taking a little seed, planting it, watering it, and the next day coming and picking it up out of the ground to see if it's growing yet. And when it isn't, you say, no, stupid seed, no flowers yet. So you plant and water it again and grab it the next day. Have you grown yet? Like, hello, is that the seed's fault? No, you haven't given it time to sprout and to take root. I have a different suggestion for you. Literally, when you ask a question, shut up. And now when I say that, that may seem unkind to you or to some of you. So I apologize. And just shut up, okay? Ask a question and just go quiet for a moment, an hour, a day, or a month, and let the energy pervade your universe. Not a right answer, an energy. That energy is the result of the question you just asked. Whenever you ask a question, an energy comes up. It presents itself, it makes itself known to you. It's that energy that you was your reason for asking the question in the first place. That is why you ask the question in the first place, to open the door to getting the energy which would guide you to the thing for which you were asking. So let's ask a question. Okay, already. What gift can this book to be to me that I couldn't even imagine when I bought, borrowed, found, stole, or gifted it, or were gifted it, or we are reading it now? So, right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, online shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Hello, Bhavna. Now, my friend, shut up and read. Chalo.
Hello.
Hello. So, we are reading the book Being You. I wonder.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So beyond this reality, note to the reader, what is energy? So everywhere, wherever we go into the question, okay, what is the energy? Am I feeling it? Is it light? It is heavy. So this is the answer to it. Have you ever given someone a hug and just felt like you could stand there forever, melting, falling into the person you are hugging? And by contrast, have you ever given someone a hug where it felt like hugging a rock or legs? Are those two experiences different? Then you know what I mean when I talk about energy. Those are two totally different energetic experiences, two totally different energies. It is that simple. On another level, it can also be infinitely complex, part of which we'll be exploring together in this book. Imagine yourself walking in a deep, deep forest. There are no roads, just trails made by elves and fairies. The sunbeams are tinted green by the roof of leaves. You walk, feel as if you're walking in the woods, in the forests. Deep, 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 you're going walking. There are no roads. There are just small trails between the trees, which are made by the elves and the fairies. And you have the roof of the leaves, the trees, and you're walking through it. You walk on this living earth, and it is softness under your feet. There is a single woodpecker knocking softly at your heart while you breathe in the scent of the summer. Now close your eyes and stand still for a second. You're in the forest. How you be? The forest has no judgment of you and no reality to validate. It is one of the place where being comes easy. Now close your eyes again and walk down the main street of your hometown, or through the office where you work, or up the stairs to your parents' home. Is there a difference in how you would be? Did you all practice it? Did you all get it? What is that? What would it be like if your town and everyone in it would receive with no you with no judgments as the forest does? Who and how would you choose to be then? Everything that does not allow you to choose that right now. Will you now please destroy and uncreate it all? Yes, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, online shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. So now we begin the chapter 1, your reality and the free will universe. I hope you all are okay to read more. Are you all present? Please be present, being you. And what can you receive?
Yes.
Awesome. At least someone is there. Yes, Chetna. Before we go on, let's define this reality. What I mean by reality is basically the common, average, ordinary way everybody learns to function here on this planet. The thing we all have in common and the things we think are real without really thinking about it, it's all the stuff that seems like it just is, to such a degree that we often don't even question it. In order to create a reality, You have to have two people or more who align and agree on a point of view. In other words, a reality gets created anytime two or more people concluded. This is the way it is, even if they don't do it cognitively. That's actually how a reality gets created. Did you know that? So when I say this reality, I'm actually talking about what you were handed when you were born, the rules and the regulations of your family, the rules and the regulations of the society, the rules and the regulations of the planet, and the physical laws of the reality, all that stuff. For example, the rules of this reality say that you can move your body from here to Fiji instantaneously. I say, why not? Let's change that. Wouldn't it be a lot more fun? We may not succeed in changing it today, but let's head in that direction and see what shows up. As a motivational speaker in high school who changed my life with these phrases says, shoot for the moon. If we miss and hit the stars, that's not half bad. Wow. Instead, we are trying to make all the parts of this reality work right so we can be happy rather than creating what we would really like to have, even if it's totally different than this reality. We think there must be something right about this reality if everybody's choosing it and everybody's telling us it's right. I mean, it must be right, right? The ongoing scenario in our heads is something like judgments must be right, family must be right, school must be right, money must be right. I'm probably the only one who doesn't get it right and it keeps feeling wrong. But what if all these things are supposed to be right are wrong for you? What if there were a totally different reality, different way of looking at this? Here is one possibility to consider. The reality you've been given does not work. You don't have to choose it anymore if you don't want to. With that awareness, what would you truly like to choose as your life? If you truly knew that this were a free will universe, what would you start choosing right away? You can ask this question to yourself every morning. If I truly knew that this universe is a free will universe, what would I start choosing right away? And everything that does not allow that times of auxiliums, can we now destroy and uncreate it all? Yes, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, poor and poor, online shots, boys, poets, and beings. Wow. Expand this energy. Include the universe. What if you were the master of your universe? Amazing. You've heard the idea that we live in the free will universe. We are told that this is one of the laws of the universe, one of the ways this weird and wacky place functions. My question is, if that is true, why do our lives look the way they do? Why does the world look the way it does look like? If it's a free will universe, then why do we keep believing that we can't choose to change our money situation, or the way our body feels, or the relationships we keep creating and over and over with the same person, just in a different body? And why do we keep choosing trauma and drama, poverty, unhappiness, separations, anger, hate, and judgments? Why is it we seem to be unable or unwilling to change all of that? We may be cute, but we definitely aren't that bright. My point of view is that we must be missing something about the idea that it's a free will universe. So what I would like to do is take this idea of a free will universe and invite you to recognize it. In other words, let's use your power to choose and your power to change. Let's use them to change the past that has been limited and not work for you, and create a different present and different future where you be you and change the world. Doesn't that sound like fun? I thought so. We all seem to have this idea, this point of view of exactly what it is going to take to have what we desire in life. What if something totally different were required? It must be. If you don't have the world you'd like to live in and the life you'd like to have, then what you thought it was going to take to get that must be incorrect. Does that make sense? As long as we stick to the point of view that change can only occur in the one way we decided it would, that isn't working, we will always look in the wrong directions for the source of change, all of us. Would you be willing to let go of, destroy and uncreate, at least for the time it takes you to read this book, all the projections, expectations, separations, decisions, conclusions, judgments, rejections, and points of views that you have got of what it would take to change your life and the world? Everything that is right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, online shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. Thank you. Now, what else can show up now? I mean, really, what do you have to lose? Are you all okay? Are you all present? Are you all aware? Awake? Finding the free will universe. Hello, Shikha. Or at least how I started to find mine. Do I continue a few pages more? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yes, please go on. Please go on.
Yes, thank you. So see, I used to have a lot of answers, or at least I pretended I did. 10 years also, how many times when someone asks us, we think that we know so much and we keep on giving our Guru Gyan. Everything that is, can we now destroy and uncreate it all? Yes, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, online shorts, boys, poets, and beyonds. So 10 years ago, I was starting my second chiropractic practice, and I even had some patients. I was making almost enough to pay my rent. Oh joy. So this is Dane talking, okay? Oh joy, I had a girlfriend that everybody said was the perfect girl for me. I had everything that was supposed to make you happy here, except loads of money, but that wasn't that important to me. I had tried every single modality for inner peace I could find, but I was still dying inside. So I told the universe, you have 6 months or I'm killing myself. I have been here working for you, trying to bring awareness to people, trying to change their lives and their bodies, and trying to change things for the better on the planet. And nothing is coming back to me. I hate waking up in the morning. If that's the way it's got to be, fine. But I'm killing myself. Either things change or I'm out of here. I didn't just mean out of my relationship or Santa Barbara. I mean out of the life. Has got to be some place happier, some other body, some other life. I'll come back as a gypsy or a Pacific Islander where I get to hang out in the islands all day. Or maybe I'll come back as a Rockefeller and have buckets of money. There has to be something different. There has to be something better. Maybe some other planet. I was willing to end it because I got to the point where what was not enough. I knew it, and it gave me this place of being able to not have as valuable what I had decided was valuable in the past. Everything that I decided was valuable, I had, and it wasn't valuable now. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever been there, even briefly, to that place? If so, this book will probably make a lot of sense to you. Literally a week after I made this demand, I saw an ad in the paper, a tiny little classified ad. It said, access, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And it had this girl's phone number. My reaction was, Pollyanna, put an ad in the paper. I was furious. My life is pain, suffering, and glory. What are you talking about? Ease, joy, and glory? What is that? I literally throttled the paper and threw it away. Now this paper comes out once a week in Santa Barbara. And the next week I saw the ad again. Access, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. Ugh. But long after seeing this ad, I had realized that if you are in total resistance to something, there's probably something in it for you to know what it is yet. So since I just wanted to kill the person who put the ad in the paper, I called her and made an appointment. Call it divine inspiration, call it insanity, call it grasping for a lifeboat just before the Titanic boat A Titanic that was my life made its final shuddering plunge into the abyss. That phone call literally gave me access to my life, and I have not been able to squeeze myself into the box that used to be me ever again. I am so grateful. I had a session with the girl, an access bar session, a simple process of touching points on the person's head. After this session, I had the first sense of peace I'd had in almost 3 years. It was the first time I remembered knowing everything was okay. Everything always had been and everything always would be. And I never contemplated suicide again. One tool, one thing, a process that took about an hour from someone I'd never ever met before, and it changed the energy of my whole life and what I knew was possible. That is what I'm hoping to share with you in this book, the energetic awareness that a different energy is possible for you too, because it's the energy of your life you're looking to change. I used to do all these spiritual modalities and think, I want to change this thing and think this thing, but even if the energy was still the same, it didn't matter. Do you know what I mean? The vibration of you. When you change the energy, the outward situation of your life changes as if by magic. For example, have you ever noticed that people seem to move slower when you're in a huge hurry? Have you noticed that when you decide for whatever person, you're no longer in a hurry, that person speeds up again? That's because you changed your energy. Have you ever walked into a room and changed the energy of it without even trying? Or had a friend who was having a bad day and when you talked to them or hugged them, they brightened up? What created that change? Was it what you said or some psychological technique or your very being? It was your being that changed them. It is the energy you be, the vibration of you, the essence of you that is actually the totality of you. That is the thing that exists beyond everything you think. It is you embracing the entire world. One of the things I have discovered is true is when you step into something, you simply become that energy. It invites everyone around you to be it too, if they are willing to have it. If they are not willing to have it, it puts that energy into their world so they can have it. When they are ready, when they are ready, it could be 20 years from now. It could be billion years from now. Who cares? You're just stepping into being something, having a new awareness of something, and then choosing it allows everyone else on the planet to have it because you are willing to be it. When you step into being something different, you open up the space for that to exist, which where before there was no space for it to be. I would like to invite you to the awareness of the energetic vibrations of being the being that you have never been willing to see before. The energy you be, the vibration you be. And it's totally something totally different than what you've ever thought it could be. Completely different. But it is something that when to just be the ease you've always wanted in your life can show up. The joy can show up and the possibilities can show up. Not from efforts of thinking, but just because you're being you with such a presence that it can't be destroyed from that place, which really isn't a place as you know it. You create things, you change things. Awesome. Would you be willing to find out who you truly be? Would you be willing to make the demand that you show up? Would you be willing to become acquainted with what's really true for you as a being? Just ask right now. In so doing, you'll open the doors to a different world of possibilities. You don't have to figure it out how. It is the universe's job to show you how that is going to happen. All you do is make the demand. Then you just follow your life and your living and go where the universe leads you. Pretty easy, right? More on the how later. Oh, one more thing. I know you can do it. Finding the energy of me. Okay, I think we can stop here. We'll continue tomorrow. We just done 10%. Awesome. Any questions? Anything?
Thank you, Parita. I want these books